Our business has changed fundamentally probably about 6 times in the last 3 years. I Google search how to make a t-shirt company. I watch a YouTube video. We've only ever put in about $1,000 into the business. We've never taken any outside investors. We've never had any, long-term debt or liabilities. We max out our ATB credit card, as much as we can. And community-driven company, and that's really fueled our growth. So prior to the pandemic, 60% of our revenue was coming through stores. We had these great partners, whether it's Marks or Below the Belt or Sporting Life. And then when the pandemic hit, that kind of wiped away all that. And so, it took us about a week going, okay, what do we do now? And that's when we and then that's when we started leaning into more of these custom collaboration organizations, and that really fueled our growth. So working with Shaw and Arc Resources, we just shot a commercial with Suncor and Petro-Canada, and that was really cool to see other organizations really step up and want to support local and support Canadian made. But then at the beginning of this year, this was such a weird year for us because we're at the tail end, we kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel of the end of COVID. And all of a sudden, people can go out of their houses again. They're not buying online. We're not in very many stores anymore. People are going back to malls and that kind of thing. And you have that on the consumer-facing side, and then on the corporation side, you have people aren't sure about budgets. They're not sure about spending. There's a war going on overseas. They're not sure how that's going to affect everything. We have inflation, and so a lot of people are hesitant to spend on the corporation side. So we've had to rethink and revisit and. The first in 2020 we had a record year. And 2021 was the first time we broke $1 million revenues, and we go, all of our problems are solved. We figured it out. We cracked that nut. And then come this year, and it's like we're not even going to be anywhere near the same projections. And we're going, what do we do now? And it's just, I think as an entrepreneur, you always have to be shifting. You have to be constantly changing the way that you do things. What's worked yesterday is not going to work today. And what's working for you today is not going to work tomorrow. And sometimes you have to kill the things that you love the most. I mean, I started this clothing company as YYC Design. We used to make community t-shirts. We had Marta Loop, we had 17th Ave, Forest Lawn t-shirts. I thought that was the way that was really going to grow the business. And it didn't. And I was so hesitant to when we had to cut that program, I was like, oh, but that was the program that was the inspiration. That's what got us started. And it's like, that's not working, Connor. Nobody wants, a Kensington t-shirt. They want the YYC, they want the kid. And we have to figure out what's that next step because, we want to grow outside of Calgary. We want to grow, and that's when we lean into the Made in Canada aspect. We're taking that one step further. We're starting to actually manufacture here in Calgary to get a little bit more hands-on with our manufacturing, bring those jobs here to Calgary and Alberta specifically rather than just Canada abroad. But I think for us, it's just we're always thinking, what's that next thing? How can we reshift? How can we look at what we're good at, what we do, and reshift our thinking? This year was the first time we got a warehouse. Before we were warehousing and fulfilling out of our manufacturing space in Toronto, and now we actually feel like a proper small business owner and a proper entrepreneur because we have this space and we're figuring that whole thing out. And it turns out it's really expensive to run and operate a warehouse, but we're so supported by the community. And I made one video. I'm clearly not a shy person, and I share everything, and I'm constantly on social media. And I made one video about, hey, we just got this brand new warehouse. Only problem is we have no money, and so we can't buy any furniture. Does anyone have any extra furniture they want to donate? And you would not believe the amount of people that came and said, hey, I met you at a conference 3 years ago. I have a bunch of tables. Do you want to come get them? Hey, we're trying to get rid of these chairs. We'll come drop them off. I had one energy company that reached out and said, listen guys, we just acquired another energy company and we have 3 floors of furniture we got to get rid of by the end of the month. Come on down, take your pick. And me and my business partner Dustin were like, can we have this? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, can we have this? I'm like, yeah. And I was like, can we have this chair? They're like, if you're taking one chair, you're taking 10 chairs. And by the time we walked out of there, we walked out with probably about $25,000 worth of office furniture, and we're just hitting the elevator button, start the car! And the best part was, hey, when can we come by and pick it up? We're at U-Haul. They're like, no. We'll deliver it to you. So 2 big truckloads of all this furniture. You come down we got one of the nicest decorated warehouses you'll ever see. We didn't spend a penny. But it's because the community really stepped up. And when we asked, sometimes I think all you have to do is ask for help. It's shocking the amount of people that want to support you, want to help in any which way that they can, whether it's a connection, whether it's, we have this, feel free to take that, or whether it's just they're just buying a sweater. So for us, our secret weapon, the thing that we use the most is just asking for help. Right, and that's allowed us, to shift and constantly be changing, and it just makes me so happy because, like, yes, it's our company we started, but I really see that this is the community's company. This is the company that the community built, and it just makes me so happy. And we're not millionaires yet. I still drive a 12-year-old car. Like, we still haven't figured out constant profitability, but this were all to wash away tomorrow. All of it, everything was taken away. If I were to get hit by a bus tomorrow, I would be the happiest man in the world because I feel like I've built something. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. I go to work every day with the biggest smile on my face, and it's like, let's solve today's problem. So.